There we are. What's going on, everybody? It is Friday night. As you can see, we've got this now new look to us here. We've got a nice golden, healthy glow. Looks very California action movie.
Looks very like every scene in The Color Purple. You know, like Spielberg came in to film our podcast in the golden hour.
That's really what I was going for, yeah. Whoopi Goldberg just makes me cry in that movie. Yeah.
And we are watching a Danny Glover movie, so.
That is true, yeah. No, we are, speaking of California action movies, we are watching the mother of all, not the mother of all, that'd be Dirty Harry, like West Coast action movies.
Dirty Harry was the mother of all serial killer cop movies.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon, I think, it's not the mother of all buddy cop movies. That would probably be well, you know what? 48 Hours isn't a buddy cop movie because
it's a buddy movie where one of them is a cop.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a buddy action movie, but yeah, it might be the epitome of the
it's at least like the gold standard
cop action,
for the buddy cop action movie.
Yeah. And it was a Christmas action movie before Die Hard.
Yeah.
You know.
Wait, Die Hard was 88?
88.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
They were all trying to get the vibe of Lethal Weapon. All those action movies after Lethal Weapon, even Die Hard. Die Hard is so legendary that it stands out on its own. But the fact that they even used the same score, they used Michael Kamen to do the music in both, and the Die Hard music is almost identical to the music in this, with the exception of they don't have Eric Clapton playing those guitar licks.
Yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, we started the movie. We're a minute and 10 seconds into it right now.
We're already getting headlong into it.
Yeah, we're so amped to talk about it.
They both have that hazy L.A. look. They both take place in L.A. The cops both have the same guns.
Yeah.
No,
wait, no, they don't, because they point out in the one scene, Riggs is like...
Oh, no, I mean John McClane
and Riggs do.
And Riggs do, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant Riggs and fucking
No, I meant
Murtaugh.
like the fact that they were just trying to go for like a Lethal Weapon vibe,
Yeah, a lot of old-timers have that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the six-shooter, yeah. The 4-inch Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Stuart Baird may have even edited Die Hard.
Okay.
There was same producers, I believe. Joel Silver, I think, is behind both of them. Excuse me.
He was behind a lot of like 80s and 90s action flicks.
But that one particular part of the score where it goes like, that's in both Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. It's also in License to Kill, the James Bond movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, Michael came and did the music in that.
Ah, okay.
Which is the only Bond movie he ever did, but the music sounds just like the movies, the Lethal Weapon and the Die Hard.
Here we have Kelly from Cheers showing boobs in the beginning.
Is that who this is?
Yeah, she's Woody Harrelson's wife in
no
Cheers.
Kidding.
Yeah,
I remember Kelly. Yeah. She's got a brief performance in this, other than a later appearance when you see her in a video where she's like being hosed down on a boat, I think, or something.
Yeah, she's frolicking with another girl.
I know she was. I didn't realize that she was Kelly from Cheers, but I know that she was a stunt woman and that she actually did this jump.
No shit.
Yeah.
I will go on our first tangent. Speaking of stunt people, so the Fall Guy this week.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty fucking good.
I want to see that.
The action scenes are incredible, man, because they're all practical stunts. They go all out for them.
Does Lee Majors make a appearance?
He does show up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, fucking good movie. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. And again, like the stunt work, it's because the whole movie is just like a love letter to like stuntmen,
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Now there's a cool shot coming up as she jumps out of the window. What looks like the Tower Records building, but it's not. It's some sort of apartment building that kind of looks like the Tower Records building. But
yeah, that's what I thought it was when I was watching this today. Actually, I'm like, is that the Tower Records or Capitol Records?
Capitol Records.
Yeah.
Whichever one it is. But watch when she's jumping. They're going to cut from a shot of a real car to a shot of a blown up inflatable mat with a painting of a car on it. Painting right there.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed that.
Yeah. If you pause it, you can see that it's actually kind of flat. Oh, and you also see the shadow of the murderer.
Ah. The saxophone transition music.
Little trivia here. Murtaugh lives on the same street as like the Leave It to Beaver house and like all those like sitcom houses.
It's probably one of those like back lots,
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of sitcom houses on this street, and his house itself was even used in a bunch of old sitcoms. I don't know which ones, but
this was always weird to me where they just bust in.
this is so
shower
weird.
or bathing.
It's so weird. It's weird, one, that he's taking a bath, a grown man taking a bath in the morning before work.
Yeah.
And two, that his family comes in.
Just balls out.
And he doesn't say, "Get the fuck out of the bathroom, I'm naked." You know?
We have our first commenter. Yes, two commenters. DJ Lamb, we are watching Lethal Weapon tonight. And Hey Boots, you missed the intro, the topless dive off the building scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's just hanging out, cocking balls out with his kids. And,
still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, fucking, that is odd behavior. No grown man takes a bath, let alone one who was on his way to work.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's prime shower time. Like, I gotta fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're relaxing in a bathtub?
The fuck, dude?
You know?
You eucalyptus in there?
That warm, tepid water?
Yeah. And then like this became like such a cliche, like the hero living in like some ramshackle like either thing on a beach or
somebody sold him a caravan, a pikey.
Yeah. You're like Dags.
Yep. Like, I always wondered like how he gets this prime real estate. You know?
Yeah. This is like, even though it's a shitty trailer, like that's probably like at least a $500,000 lot. Like,
yeah. And there doesn't seem to be many other people around either. Leading me to believe that it's not as in demand as you would expect it to be. A beachfront property.
Yeah. Here's our standard, as Emilio Estevez calls it. It's my standard butt in the moonlight shot.
Yeah.
Except it's sunlight out here.
his little Australian butt.
Nowadays, Riggs would be podcasting conspiracy theories.
His anti-Semitic ass.
Yeah. Calling female officers sugar tits,
Yep.
Typical behavior.
Drinking beer in the morning, smoking a cigarette. I have to say, there are times in this movie when he is smoking a cigarette where it looks like the most disgusting thing in the world.
Yeah, even that beer, like, it's just running down his chin, like...
Like, his cigarettes look like they're just full of, human waste and ground up bones and flesh.
Yeah, just toxic waste.
Yeah. The tie over the vest. What's that?
Yeah, dude, you're in southern... Well, it is Christmas time, but it'd be like 75 degrees out.
Who wears a tie over its sweater vest?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some very suspicious behavior by Roger Murtaugh in this movie.
Yeah. He's a shifty Irish fella. His name's Murtaugh.
Yeah.
His boat is called the Shamrock.
It's a green vest, too.
A green vest. Those green candles in the background.
And this a police officer would never be able to afford this house today.
I miss glass containers of orange juice.
Yeah?
Yeah. He just took that out of the fridge. There's something so comforting about that. About a heavy glass, Minute Maid jug with the handle like just grooved into the side of the glass.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Go to Stewart's for some maple candles. Stewart's used to have the glass milk bottles. I remember that.
Yeah. You can still get them at the meat house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some local dairy. There's chocolate and white, and it's in those like carafes.
Nice.
They're not really carafes, but they have that peel off top. It kind of looks like a like an old-fashioned jug or whatever.
Oh, it's got to be delicious.
I've had the chocolate. I'm pretty, like,
you're milk averse.
Yeah. So maybe every couple of years I'll try that chocolate when I'm in there buying some steaks.
Black Irish. Yeah, he's from the south of Ireland. Like.
Yep. Yeah. He's actually the lead singer of Thin Lizzy.
Hold on, we have a button for that. Yeah, like the subgenre, like action movie subgenre, like West Coast action movie, like there are some really, really fucking great ones, man.
And
this, obviously, like Predator 2 is another good one.
Predator 2 is great.
I would even say Iron Man, like 1 and like 3 are awesome fucking West Coast action
Yeah,
movies.
well, Shane Black.
Yeah.
Part 3.
Yeah.
You know?
Another Christmas action movie, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the entire plot of this is basically ripped off in Above the Law, Seagal's first movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Where he's a cop in L.A., and there's an old general from Vietnam who's his old adversary.
Yeah.
And he told him off in the hut back in the day.
And now he's out for revenge.
And now he's out for revenge. Right now, that guy runs heroin in L.A., You know?
What do? I run heroin in L.A.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm Henry Silva, so, I mean, you can't be Henry Silva and not do something evil, you know?
Yeah. It's like Al Leong. He shows up in this movie. If he's in the movie, like,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
the bad guy. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Fucking,
Oh, yeah.
He's at least henching for the bad guy, yeah.
Just once I want to see that guy in a blind date in a movie or something, you know? Like, I want to see him get some real meaty acting in it, you know?
I forget where I saw it somewhere, like, on the internet, like, some Facebook group I'm in, but, like, they showed, like, they had a picture of his wedding invitation where it actually acknowledges the fact that, like,
I've seen that.
Yeah, like, he's a henchman.
Yeah, it was like this man is marrying my daughter today, and you know he's
We could not be prouder or something.
right. He's
yeah.
a great man and all this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
actually like a really cool thing.
Yeah. Yeah, in case you don't know who Al Leong is, like, you know who he is. You just probably don't know his name. Like, he's been
the
in,
terrorist who eats the Snickers or the Mars bar in Die Hard.
Yeah. He's the Asian dude with the mustache and the long hair. Like, he looks like Kyle Kinane.
Yep. I believe he gets an ice cream cone to the back of the head in Last Action Hero.
Yeah, I think you're right. Which is another West Coast action movie.
I
Another
love
awesome
that.
one.
Also, with a partly written by Shane Black.
Yeah, that is correct.
He did a turn at that. Okay, so this dirtbag in the red and black
Speed,
flannel.
another good one.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, and you know, Speed was directed by Jan de Bont. He's the director of photography on this, Jan de Bont.
All right. Sorry, you were saying about the guy in the flannel.
Yeah, that dirtbag, that's Blackie Dammit.
Blackie, damn it.
Yeah, he's Anthony Kiedis' father. And he was like a notorious coke dealer on Hollywood movie sets. I don't know it for a fact, but I know that it's true, you know, as Bill Maher says.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you he's only in this movie because he was on set delivering coke, and they gave him some lines. Whoa! Holy shit! Wow. I wish I made that up on purpose. Some lines for some lines.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works in Hollywood, you know? Like, that guy was like pimping out his kid when he was underage. Like, you ever hear Anthony Kiedis talking about how like his dad would like send women into his room when he was a kid?
Oh yeah.
Like, what a fucking piece of shit. I mean, you know, that seems like it would be awesome to be a young fella having a lady coming into your room, but in reality, that's fucked up. You know. And then you see Anthony Kiedis on the interweb lately, and he's got like some 19-year-old girlfriend, and he looks like a goddamn old grandpa at the bar.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, it's fucking creepy. It's all because Daddy sold cocaine to Martin Riggs. Yeah, Blackie, damn it. There's no way that's his real name.
Yeah. Come on, Chester. What's your real name?
Excuse me.
Oh, that dude just gets blown away with a shotgun.
I believe that was like the first of the 1980s cop gun rolls on the ground. You know, after that, everybody was doing the gun roll on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, McClane
Hashtag
definitely
life
did it.
goals to getting blown away by a shotgun.
These guys just wanted to sell some Christmas trees and a little bit of blow on the side.
Yeah, that's a little snow on the tree, you know?
Yeah.
I really think like these movies like got away from the whole like Martin Riggs is mentally ill aspect.
Oh yeah, the first one was so way better and different.
Yeah, I mean I think 2 is my favorite of the series, but like that even still has a lot less than this one does. Like,
just the fact that they threw in the third Stooge. You know, I mean,
Part
2 is Three Stooges with Pesci and the two of them.
Yeah.
They're constantly smacking each other around, I mean, in this they go for the very slight Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, metaphor.
Yeah, he's like a mix of cartoon characters because there's a little bit of Popeye in there too.
Yeah,
with that where he's constantly making kind of one-liners to himself,
Oh yeah, I never even thought of that. He's also got the tattoo.
Yeah. But yeah, he says things in a lower tone of voice, to himself,
Oh wow, that is a Popeye thing.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
I never even thought of that.
Beverly Hills Cop, another fucking great West Coast action movie.
Yeah. Heat.
Fucking
yeah.
Is that Miami or is that West Coast?
No, Heat's L.A.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was New York, but no, man, it's so L.A. It's a Bobby Hill quote. At first I thought New York, but...
Dead Heat.
Oh, I love Dead Heat.
Is that the one with Joe Piscopo?
Joe Piscopo, Treat Williams. And actually Shane Black's writing partner for a while, Fred Decker, wrote that.
All right.
He wrote and directed it. Who also did the Monster Squad?
Yeah.
Decker?
Yeah. Which I love that movie too, but it's aged like fucking milk.
Everything about Dead Heat is great except for Joe Piscopo.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those movies, it reminds me of those movies from the late 90s after Wayne's World became huge and every hack on SNL had a movie based on a stupid character.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where Joe Piscopo was just playing this shtick and I'm watching it going, how was this ever popular,
Yeah. Yeah, think about that. I'm kind of glad that's not a thing anymore. How SNL can just crank out these shit movies based on characters.
Or not even... or just the personality themselves, like Corky Romano. It wasn't a character on the show, but Chris Kattan, he's a character. He's a real character,
I mean, there was I want to say there's a couple of good ones, but you get Wayne's World, and what else?
Yeah, there's Wayne's World 2, and then that one with Mary Catherine Gallagher is strangely funny in parts. But it's not a great movie.
Yeah, I've always been resistant to watch that.
There's Bruce McCullough directed it, and there's and Will Ferrell's in it, and the Will Ferrell scenes are fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
because he plays like a 14-year-old boy in high school.
Yeah,
and he also plays Jesus.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so she sees visions of Jesus. And it's Will Ferrell. So, that's funny, but I don't even remember the specifics of it. But I remember laughing at his parts. I remember laughing at the men in that movie.
God. Will Ferrell did Ron Burgundy at the Tom Brady roast last week.
I saw that.
It was pretty funny.
That was good. He was better than most of those stand-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those stand-ups are pretty fucking hacky. I don't know how that fucking Andrew Schultz guy is a comedian, other than being friends with Rogan.
Yeah, exactly.
He laughs at his own jokes.
Yeah, I never got that guy. I don't know. I know he's kind of popular.
It seems to be I'm a guy and you're kind of feminine. Ha ha ha. You're not a real man. It's that kind of shit,
Yeah. Blues Brothers. That is not a West Coast action movie, TJ Lamb.
It's a Chicago one, right?
Yeah. Illinois Nazis. I hate Illinois Nazis.
Yeah, you mentioned Heat though. Tarantino did a whole thing on his little podcast there about how the movie Heat is essentially De Niro playing this character named Parker, who was
the novel that Jason Statham's plays.
Yeah. He's actually, the character's been in a shit ton of movies.
Yeah,
but he's never really been played by the same guy twice. Jim Brown played him in an old movie.
Really?
Yeah. Robert Duvall played him in an old movie. Lee Marvin, and some of them are okay. Peter Coyote played him in the 80s.
Isn't fucking Payback a Parker novel?
Payback, yeah.
So Mel Gibson played him.
They called him Porter in that one.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, they just changed the name altogether. But there's a great one called The Outfit.
Oh, Blues Brothers is an SNL movie. You're correct.
Oh, yeah, it's an SNL movie. Oh, yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, we were thinking the West Coast thing, but it's the SNL.
Yeah. So for every Blues Brothers or Wayne's World, you get like 5 like fucking Stuart Saves His Family. Or
I gotta be honest
Pets.
too. I'm not a huge fan of the Blues Brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't know if it's because like it's just so ingrained. Like I've been watching since I was a kid. Like,
I never saw it when I was a kid, so
yeah,
I didn't have that nostalgia.
that was like a big Saturday afternoon movie.
Yep.
Like especially like hanging around our friend Mark's house. Like that was one we would watch a lot.
I tried watching it one time, and there was just too much music in it. It's like, is this a musical?
Yeah. Dude, we're both drinking and like having a good time on a Friday night. Like, there's no way we're gonna remember more than 30 seconds ago. Of course, you're more up on our conversation than we are.
What are we talking about? I don't know.
Yeah. What are we watching? Huh?
Yeah. Well, we were talking over like the most serious scene in Lethal Weapon. I'd rather not like, we don't have to like watch that scene every detail, and talk about that,
Yeah, yeah.
He's a real great actor in this movie, and that's probably one of the reasons why this movie's so memorable is that scene,
Yeah.
It's fucking tough to watch.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Like it
You believe that shit.
and yeah, and again, like it's that they just because they focus so much on the buddy comedy in the rest of the movies, it loses that aspect of the series, like which I think is an important part of this movie anyway, and should have been an important part of the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like another thing I was thinking, like watching this movie today, like the fucking trauma that like Murtaugh goes through in this movie is pretty significant as well.
His daughter
like
getting kidnapped.
His daughter gets kidnapped. Like he has drug dealers, like fucking to destroy part of his house. Fucking he, his friend from Vietnam gets killed.
Yeah.
And he finds out he's a piece of shit who's like involved in all this, shit.
Yeah,
like
in Air America and heroin and
another
Mel Gibson movie, Air America.
He gets shot. Fucking, like it's this is all shit he would be dealing with for years. Like, best of the buddy cop movies is Running Scared with Gregory Hines and who's the other dude in that?
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, yeah.
I don't think it's the best. I think it's a good one though.
Yeah.
Peter Hyams directed that one.
Yeah.
Jimmy Smits is the bad guy.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
I think it's still got Billy Crystal shtick in it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Billy Crystal fan, but that's like still like younger Billy Crystal isn't as shticky, I think, in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he out of nowhere decided he was the elder statesman of comedy and like that pulled that whole like bullshit like
right. And there is that cringy I hate using that word, I'm sorry, but it's cringy. That cringy music video from that movie with Michael McDonald and Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines and Michael McDonald are all hanging out on like some Jimmy Buffett beach bar.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're all like singing along with Michael McDonald.
The car chase on the L tracks. All right. It's got its moments.
Are we talking about French Connection here?
Yeah.
We're talking about an L train chase? I don't even remember the chase sequences in that. I remember the shootout at the end in that big high-rise where they swing down on the lanyards and they shoot Jimmy Smith at the top of the escalator. But I don't remember it having any like spectacular action sequences to recall.
Yeah.
Not to say that there aren't any. That's the most action in the whole movie. It's Michael McDonald's vocal cords
straining out words. Yeah.
Squeezing them into that Hawaiian shirt to sing that song.
Man, I want to own a crime factory like this.
Oh, Busey is so badass in this movie.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
So awesome.
But no, like just this like random factory where bad guys meet, like discuss plans. I want to own that.
Where Mr. Joshua can burn his arm.
To prove how much of a badass he is. Like, yeah. But yeah, he is so fucking good in this movie. And this is like right before, he kind of, it's when he scrambles his brain.
He had a head injury.
Yeah.
He can't, he should have been wearing a helmet, but at the same time, like, he can't help the fact that, head injury fucking changes people.
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, think about how fucking awesome he is in like Point Break, for Christ's sake, which we have to get to at some point. That we have to save for just like we'll know when it's time to do Point Break.
Utah, two.
I use that quote like once a week. Just fucking, I will shoehorn it in anywhere.
Here we go. You're out there, man, like fucking Pluto.
Yeah. The other like criminal that like Yeah, the exact reaction. Whoa, man, you're so out there, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Yeah, this guy's the bad guy in every other 80s action movie. He's the bad guy in Red Heat. He's the bad guy. He's one of the bad guys in Another 48 Hours.
Yeah.
Ed O'Neill, I think. No, not Ed O'Neill. That's the guy from Married with Children.
It's Al Bundy, yeah.
That's Ed. He's got a very similar name. Ed O'Ross.
Okay, yeah. TJ Lamb says, ask JFK about head injuries.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not a head injury. That was a tiger that did that, okay?
Yeah.
We have proof.
Man, he's so fucking ripped. He's got those jaw muscles. You know?
You can see his
Those
cheeks
clenching
move,
jaw
yeah.
muscles. This was probably the first Busey movie I saw as a kid. So this, like, I remember just thinking he was this evil bad guy.
Oh, see, I saw
know?
the Buddy Holly story a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, I saw that a lot too, but I feel like I saw this one first.
Yeah, no, that I
Yeah.
definitely saw first. So yeah, he was always just Buddy Holly, like.
Yeah. Or Silver Bullet,
Yeah.
you know? Uncle Red. Oh, there he is. You're out there like fucking Pluto, man. Is
yeah.
the nightclub their front?
It's gotta be.
They don't really go into that. They're just at this nightclub all the time. And you know, we because we're not hearing it right now, but there's a great line right at the beginning of the scene when they're coming out to meet here. In the background, you hear this rock band playing, like, and then you hear a guy go, wait a minute. I can get somebody to come in here and play stuff twice as good for half as much money. No, I don't want to hear this shit anymore, right? And there was nothing wrong with what they were playing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't remember if it was a good song or not, but they weren't missing any notes. They weren't, they weren't off tempo or anything like that. And then they go right into the song again, and it's the exact same song.
Yeah.
Exact same performance.
Yeah.
There's nothing different about it at all. I love those little background lines, that they just throw in there
Yeah.
as filler.
Silver Bullet is such a guilty pleasure movie. Yeah, that is. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I like Silver Bullet.
Here's Tom Atkins, who of course has slept with your mom, whoever you are.
Oh, the smell of Coors and cigarettes and
Yeah.
in a poorly ventilated Pinto.
Yeah. The scent of polyester and musk.
Have you ever wondered what a mustache smells like?
It's Tom Atkins.
Meet Tom Atkins. There's in the newer seasons of Mystery Science Theater, there's a Halloween episode, and Jonah dresses up as Tom Atkins for the whole episode. It is so fucking great.
We did Night of the Creeps on fucking Big Dumb Monsters.
None of the robots know who he is. And, like, Jonah keeps trying to tell him, from Night of the Creeps, from Halloween 3, from Lethal Weapon. I'm like, nope, sorry.
Oh, man.
I love The Fog. He's in The Fog. The original.
Oh, the one with Adrienne Barbeau.
It's
No, that's
Adrienne
it's the
Barbeau
Fog.
is in it. Yeah, she's
the DJ. Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Yeah.
And him. And at the beginning, he's just like this swinging dude driving through the 70s.
Well, it's Tom Atkins,
right?
I mean, yeah.
Like, he's driving on a dark night in the 70s, drinking a fucking beer
Road soda.
while he's driving.
Yeah.
Smoking a fucking Cool or a Parliament or whatever the fuck, a Winston he's smoking, whatever 70s cigarette stinking up that car.
Benson and Hedges.
And he picks up Jamie Lee Curtis off the side of the road, and she's just like, hey, I'm hip to hang. And we're supposed to believe that this like 19-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis is now like they're in bed like 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
After he picks her up hitchhiking, she jumps into Tom Atkins's bed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is Tom Atkins.
Yeah. The horror element of the movie is fucking great.
Yeah.
But it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not one of my favorites.
I love all the way that the monsters have the lights coming out of them. They like glow.
Yeah. It is a
Those
cool look.
fishermen, the atmosphere of it. I feel like the whole atmosphere was ripped off in that modern movie, Mandy.
Oh, yeah. Which I did not like that movie.
No, neither did I. Everyone, it was like so hyped.
It just made me feel uncomfortable and like weird. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever they really want to make you squirm at like a murder in a movie, You know, it's just like so graphic. And,
Yeah.
You know, it's like, ugh, yeah.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that movie. Is where he talks to the dude. Oh, he doesn't talk him off the. Or is it the second one where he jumps?
No, he jumps in this.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ.
This one, you can watch this and basically see that Shane Black used Dirty Harry as a template.
Yeah.
You know, like there are so many scenes that are scenes right out of Dirty Harry, but it's just like she's just kind of changed a little bit. You know, there's a jumper in the first half hour of Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
He goes up on the crane and punches the guy and then handcuffs him. You know?
That's right, yeah.
In this one, he handcuffs him and he jumps.
And he jumps, yeah.
You know?
Fuck, I did. I never put that together. It has been a while since I've seen Dirty Harry.
Oh, his mullet is so sweet in this. It's not even a mullet. It's just the rigs. You know?
Yeah.
It's like he has a mullet, but it doesn't look like a mullet on him.
It's like a perm and a mullet at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's so big in the front and the sides that it doesn't look abnormally big in the back like most mullets do. You know?
Like, he really, like, Riggs has to spend, like, probably 30 to 40 minutes on his hair.
Yeah.
Every day. As depressed as he is, like, you know.
Just trying to make it look like he doesn't comb his hair.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. You go into his bathroom, there's all kinds of fucking gels and fucking shit.
I thought you were depressed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do you know how much this stuff costs me every month? Like
half your paycheck on Pantene.
There's just fucking cans of Aquanet everywhere.
Yeah, that is really stiff on top.
Yeah.
To the point where it looks like a toupee in this. I'm pretty sure he's wearing a toupee in part 2 and 3 and so on.
Yeah.
But because it's just so stiff right there in the front.
Let me see. Can you see a line anywhere? No, that looks real.
Because at some point he got new hair.
Yeah.
You know, like now he's one of those actors that has that weird looking widow's peak.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Him and Stallone and Leonardo DiCaprio. They all like are the fucking. They were sired by Eddie Munster or something. You know, they all.
Yeah, I love that like Leonardo DiCaprio is supposed to be the sex symbol, but like when you see him, like he's just a fat, overweight, like middle-aged dude.
Yeah,
like,
he's just a pudgy dude.
Yeah,
he's a pudgy dude who looks like a little boy still.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can. Nope. See, like there's a V in the top of his head. See if they go to that shot again.
Did it look real?
I think that's where they're hiding the toupee.
Oh, okay.
Show me the top of his fucking head again.
We'll see it again.
Yeah.
It's just so stiff and unmoving, you know. Like I mean, it blows a little bit in the wind, but the way that in the front, it's just like this wall.
Yeah.
It looks like an actual rug, you know, where all the bristles go up. Or what do you call it at a rug? They're not bristles, are they? They're like fibers or whatever.
Sure.
Call my rug guy.
Sorry, we gotta pay the bill somehow, man.
You get to see Riggs' cool Tony Llama boots. I think that's what those things are called. They make cowboy boots.
Yeah, like this guy wouldn't notice they're setting up an airbag below him.
Maybe there was a picture of a car on top of it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I love the jumpers overacting.
Yeah.
That guy was in like an actual Thursday Night Prime movie.
Was he really?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. You know, we'd have to go on IMDb to actually try and find it. But I remember there being a fucking B movie in the late 80s where he was a tough cop, you know, with a fucking tank top and, you know, a shoulder holster. And,
oh, yeah.
And, you know...
He does look familiar.
Chewing out lines through his teeth, you know.
And you're back from the ads. Again, sorry, man. We got to pay the bills somehow. We've earned a whole $12 from those ads since we started showing them.
A commercial popped up while we were talking?
Yeah. And people get commercials at different times, so I don't know when they pop up.
This is another great fucking scene.
Oh yeah, where they're just having it out, and he's like, "Yeah, I got this bullet with my fucking name on it." This is like, again, such a fucking dark aspect of this movie that they just completely forget about for the rest of the series.
Yeah. Yeah, and because Murtaugh just doesn't want anything to do with it. But like, if it was a movie made nowadays, Murtaugh would be like, "I want to give you your space."
Yeah.
And I want to give you time to express your trauma in a proper way.
That's another thing I was thinking about. I can appreciate now, being like a middle-aged person myself, like just the I'm too old for this shit aspect of it. Like where Murtaugh is like, he doesn't need any of this bullshit.
Yeah. We're older than Murtaugh was at that point in the movie right now, just to let you know.
Fuck you. Like, think about it. Like, he's like, I've got a wife, I've got kids. Like, I just need to fucking get home every day and get a paycheck. Like, I don't need this fucking crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, get me into gunfights.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't need any of this shit at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's an aspect I can absolutely appreciate now.
I love the way he says, "I'm hungry. I'm gonna get something to eat." I feel like any 6th or 7th time I say I'm hungry, I say it like that.
Where he's clearly trying to suppress his fake Australian accent.
Yeah. Hey, Raj. Hey, Raj. I think Dennis does it best on It's Always Sunny.
He lived in like New York until he was like 12 or something like that. And,
he was definitely born, in like Westchester.
I think like Peekskill or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
His family had money.
I think he still lives around there.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually know some people who went to school with his kids.
Yeah.
And I remember them talking about the kids.
Oh, but they're also fucked up and believe weird religious shit?
They weren't talking about it in that way. If I said the things they said, I could probably get sued, so.
Just say, I think they said this.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love 80s Oldsmobiles. I think that's an Oldsmobile 88.
I think, like a Delta fucking...
Delta 88?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first car I ever drove was a fucking Oldsmobile Cutlass fucking classic.
Yeah.
Like a 1978 Cutlass Classic station wagon.
My mom had an 80 Cutlass Supreme. AM radio only.
No shit.
Yeah. Remember, no heat. We'd be sitting there waiting for the bus in the
No
morning.
fucking heat?
No heat. Yeah.
Holy
Listening
shit.
to the AM radio.
Man, yeah, we had this like beige fucking Taurus. I think was AM only.
Yeah.
Also, because like that was that age when you were just like when you were a kid, like you had to listen to whatever your parents listened to on the radio, and it was always WTRY. Like,
we listened to the oldie channel. Yeah.
Yeah, which I actually appreciate now.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got raised on like fucking like. I got raised on the music that the people that I appreciate, like as musicians,
when oldies were actually
like,
oldies.
Yeah. Now oldies are like 80s songs. Like,
80s songs aren't oldies.
Yeah, no, they're like 50s and 60s songs.
80s songs are 80s songs.
Yeah.
Billy Joel is an 80s, well, unless it's a 70s album or a 90s album, but Billy Joel, this is only late 80s Joel, you cunt. Whatever the fuck he says.
We only do 80s Joel.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, man, I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, this is such a great flick.
I was saying before we started recording, like I considered not watching this before the podcast, just because like I've seen this movie thousands of times, probably. Yeah.
I watch this at least once a year.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. This is in the same class as like Jaws for me. Like if I
totally.
Where
Predator, RoboCop, Weapon, Jaws.
If it's on, I'm going to watch the whole thing from wherever I pick it up. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, but no, I did end up because same thing with Jaws when we did it for Big Dumb Monsters. Like, I had to watch Jaws critically, like for the first time ever, as opposed to just like being a fan of it. So I did the same here.
I don't know if you know Joan Severance.
Yes.
The 80s actress, but she is one of the girls in the room coming up here through the window who's just like sorting coke or something.
She was in a ton of Skinamax movies back in the day, yeah.
And she did a couple of Roger Corman superhero movies. I believe she was the Black Scorpion.
Okay.
Do you remember those?
Yeah. And the new episode of the Dana Gould Hour, he does a segment on Roger Corman, which is actually really interesting.
Oh, Corman is the best.
Yeah.
You know, without that dude, you wouldn't have Scorsese or Coppola.
Yeah.
Peter Bogdanovich. There's like all these fucking great filmmakers.
Well, he actually like ties Corman to like the creation of like Easy Rider and like fucking, because fucking Peter Fonda, fucking Jack
Hopper.
Nicholson and Hopper were all on a Corman movie like at one point.
Yeah, Nicholson got his start.
Yeah.
Corman. He
was in Little
worked
Shop of
on
Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, I think he wrote it, right? Or did he star in that one?
He was in the Bill Murray role.
He wrote Head. The Monkeys movie.
Yeah,
Jack
yeah.
Nicholson.
That's right. Yeah.
Him and Bob Raffleson, I think, or Raphaelson. I don't know how you say his name, but
I think it's Raffleson.
because that's another dude who made some great flicks in the '70s too. I think he made 5 Easy Pieces. Oh, there's Joan Severance.
Okay.
Oh, she was. I remember having a bit of a crush on her in the '80s. She was in See No Evil, Hear No Evil. The one who seduces Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
Yeah, it's her and Kevin Spacey are the bad guys.
No shit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in forever, too.
Pre-canceled Kevin Spacey.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman?
Yeah, that movie's fucking hilarious. I love how proud of the fact, shooting people in the leg that Murtaugh is.
I didn't kill him.
He brings it up a couple of times that he shoots people in the leg.
Yeah.
You know? He even tells those little kids, I'll just try to shoot him in the leg or something, you know? He's shooting one of the backup guys from the news.
Yeah.
Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah.
He's going to play sax or something.
Huey's horn player.
He needs a new drug.
Yeah. Oh, so they're so like fucking awesome how he falls into the pool cover. Like, not only are you
and it
shot,
just sucks him up.
yeah, and bleeding to death, but you're also drowning. Like,
Yeah, you're being suffocated while you're being drowned.
yeah.
And you get to see his dead rubbery face. And make sure you do like some cross eyes or something.
Yeah. Ooh, leg cramp. Ooh, ow.
And then they top it in the second one by going into the pool, but from the top, the top of the building.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Him and Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
They do that. As much as Lethal Weapon 2 is a great movie, there are a few times where they do that horrible action movie sequel thing where they just try to repeat the beats.
Yeah.
Like up them, but still repeat them.
Yep. Yeah.
When Terminator 3, tried to top Terminator 2 by kind of like making fun of the scenes in Terminator 2. He goes into the leather bar.
That's right. Yeah, he's like the goofy glasses. Like, yeah, that's right.
It's like, how are we going to top the scene? We can't, so let's make it funny. It's like the shit they did in Superman 3. And the whole opening of Superman 3 is just full of these fucking goofy gags.
Yeah.
It's like,
the
what
penguins,
the fuck are you doing?
Exploding penguins. Like, yeah.
Who's the guy who did those? Richard Lester?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, that guy made Hard Day's Night.
Jesus Christ.
What's he doing making Superman, Superman 2 would have looked like that if Donner hadn't done so much of the footage already. They just made Lester direct more than 50% so that they couldn't give Donner credit.
Yeah.
That's how bad they wanted to fuck Donner. And you know what? He uses the Superman font in this. The Lethal Weapon font is Superman font.
It's Superman. Yeah, I never realized that. You're right. That's fucking crazy.
Goonies, Lethal Weapon, Superman. This guy's a fucking auteur, right?
Yeah.
He can make a movie that is like at the top of its genre and then just go to a different genre and do the same thing.
He wrote Superman for a while too, the comic, and it was fucking awesome, yeah.
Before or after the movie?
After the movie. It was like in the 90s or the early 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah, before he died, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because I mean, like, even like his movies that aren't that huge are still pretty good, and they're kind of interesting in their own way.
Yeah.
Like Conspiracy Theory.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good. Maverick was good.
Without him, we wouldn't have Tales from the Crypt. He did some fucking memorable episodes of that.
Him and Walter Hill.
Yeah.
He
did the one with what's her name, who plays the psychiatrist in this.
Oh yeah, that was Zemeckis' wife.
Yeah, no, was that a Zemeckis? Was that a Zemeckis episode?
Zemeckis was a big part of it too, though. They all produced it together.
I think Donner directed the episode though,
Yeah.
the Christmas one where like
The one with Santa.
yeah, she's fighting
Yeah.
off the crazy like Santa.
Yeah. That's such a classic one.
Dumb question. Showtime, a West Coast action. Showtime.
Oh, is that the one with Eddie Murphy and De Niro?
I think so.
I don't know
Is
that one
the
enough.
Hey Boots. Vaguely remember. Is that the one? No, I'm thinking of Metro, the one where like Eddie Murphy drives like the old pickup, like.
Yeah, I feel like that was supposed to be Beverly Hills Cop 4, and they just changed the names and made
Yeah, which they're apparently they're making a series this year about Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, there's already a trailer for the new movie
There's a movie too?
on Netflix.
Oh, then that's
Eddie
what I'm
Murphy.
thinking. I thought they were making a series, but they're making a trailer, a movie.
Yeah, fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt's his partner.
Is he really?
Judge Reinhold and Taggart are both in it.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it actually looks kind of good. Kevin Bacon's the bad guy.
All right, I'll give it a. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. Fucking.
Yeah, I saw the trailer a couple
Beverly Hills
months ago.
Cop 3 was on today, fucking, which was not a great movie.
You know what though? It's not that bad.
I have
I
a
thought it was gonna
nostalgia
be
factor
horrible.
for it, like because I remember watching it at the fucking Cine 10, like when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's parts in it that are pretty bad, like the whole guys in the chop shop lip syncing at the beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's just
yeah.
such fucking cheesy 90s shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like these fucking mafia guys are all sitting there, most of which are Sopranos actors. It's like Big
Yeah.
Pussy. It's like
Yeah, you're right.
And it's like I'm supposed to buy that they're all sitting there lip syncing together at the same time.
Get on that mic a little bit,
Yeah.
lower it a little bit. It's like I just realized it's way fucking aimed up high. There we go.
Yeah, but I like the stuff with the amusement park.
That is the one with De Niro and fucking Eddie Murphy. I don't remember that one. I
Yeah.
know I've seen it.
It was one where there was like it came out around the same time as the other one with De Niro, 15 Minutes.
All
where
right.
They were both cop movies about like satirizing the media, but one was a comedy and the other one was a drama.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
Okay.
Ed Burns and De Niro was in 15 Minutes.
15 minutes. Oh yes. Yeah.
And that was one of those ones where the main
I was like,
character.
was that Ed Norton? No, Ed Burns. You're right.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where, spoiler, where the main character dies like midway through the movie and you don't see it coming,
All right.
and then they kind of shift
Yeah. They shift the focus.
to Boinsey, But Showtime, that's one where they're on like some sort of like reality show, I think, and it's like a cops type thing.
Yeah. I think you're right. Fuck. I vaguely remember that movie.
I feel like that was like Eddie's like kind of short foray back into R-rated stuff for a few minutes there.
Yeah.
He did that, and he did that really funny one that Frank Oz directed.
Eddie wanted to be an actor. Okay.
Yeah. What was the one that he did with Steve Martin that Frank Oz directed?
Oh, Bowfinger.
Yeah, that one was great.
Yeah. That I haven't seen that in a long
Yeah,
time.
which I think was R-rated, They decided to go PG-13 for Coming to America 2, and it sucked.
Yeah.
That movie was fucking awful. I couldn't even get through it.
Like PG-13 comedy just shouldn't be a thing. Like nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is on his Shamrock boat.
This Shamrock. Yeah.
Good old Irish Murtaugh. He's an Irish cop. This is also the scene where we find out that Riggs is pro-pot. Because Rianne is in trouble for smoking pot in the house.
Pot in the house, yeah.
And then Riggs takes her side. Because he's...
Well, he's a numb. They were smoking pot out in the jungle, probably.
Well, I was going to say because it clearly is trying to hook up with Murtaugh's daughter. I read that there were versions of the script where they wind up together, which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
If he's supposed to be a Vietnam vet,
he's at least like 30-something.
Right.
Yeah, and she's like 17.
and she's a teenage girl.
Yeah.
She's grounded in the movie. This character has been grounded.
Yeah.
An adult should never be going out with someone
who is
grounded. Yeah. And he's at least 10 years too young to have been in Vietnam. And he's like 10 years younger than he's supposed to be too, Murtaugh. Because he's supposed to be like a 42-year-old guy, I think.
Yeah.
Or is he supposed to be 50? Because he's supposed to be retiring, right?
Well, when you can retire after 20 years.
After 20 years.
Yeah,
but
so maybe he got on when he was 22.
I think they say how old he's supposed to be, though.
I know they show Riggs's wife's grave, and she was born in 1953.
Right.
So she was 31 when she died. So, like, if say they're the same age, he'd be 34 at this point.
All right, I'm Googling how old is Murtaugh in Lethal Weapon. All right. Yeah, in the first one, he's just turned 50. Right, because it's his birthday. They bring the cake in the bathtub in that weird scene.
Yeah.
We were just weirded out by him being naked in front of his family. We forgot that it's his birthday.
I thought they were just celebrating him retiring.
Yeah. Oh, and then Riggs says happy birthday for yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I swear, I always thought like they were just like celebrating like him like retiring.
Him just being him. He's just a heck of a guy.
Being a great guy. I can stand up for a second. Sorry, folks.
You got the Jimmy legs?
Oh, yeah. I got like a whole thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, much better.
Yeah, so if we were to look at the chronology of all the movies, right? There's 4 Lethal Weapon movies. By the end of the 4th one, Murtaugh has to be, 93 years old? Some of them are.
Well,
some of them are.
You do have those guys who don't want to hang it up,
Yeah.
Yeah. It is crazy. The thing is, it was only 11. Really? Was it only 11? No, it had to have been like 99, 2000, that last one.
It was around the turn of the millennium.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that. Because Jet Li was on the... He wasn't big enough yet where he couldn't play a villain in a movie like that.
Yeah.
You know? He had his little prayer beads that he would strangle people with.
I will say, I will even watch that one when it's on. Like,
yeah, that the non-action stuff is what makes that movie subpar. Because the action sequences are great.
Yeah.
But once they start having all the fucking shit with the babies, and the thing of trying to keep Murtaugh from knowing that
his wife's a fucking romance
author.
A
novelist, but also like Rihanna being pregnant and Chris Rock. They like jammed way too many fucking actors in that movie.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that was a bit much.
Oh, all the shit with Joe Pesci being upset about his Froggy. You know what I'm talking about? That scene where he's like, "When I was a little kid, Riggs, I had a pet Froggy."
Yeah.
And then Froggy died.
That's right.
And I didn't have any friends until you came along since Froggy.
God.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck? That's fucking just strange.
Yeah.
That's
this is shit writing is what it is.
Right.
Like,
I'm pretty sure that's in an episode of Saved by the Bell, right? Remember when Slater loses his lizard friend and they all try to like
cheer him
up by pretending the lizard has not died? You know? Was that a young Leo Getz? Fucking Froggy. Holy shit. The guy was a mafia accountant in the first movie he was in. They couldn't write a backstory story
to keep him in the movie. Like,
well, no, I'm saying like something with drama that had anything to do with any of that.
Yeah.
You know?
But he changed in every movie because like in the second one and the third one he's like a real estate agent, I think.
Right, he's got blonde hair, and now all of a sudden he's in the witness protection program. And
and then the last one he's like a private eye, I think.
Yeah, it's just like they really become the Three Stooges. I mean, if you watch any Three Stooges short film, I call them short film, but any Three Stooges movie.
Yeah, Joe Pesci's the curly, pretty much.
The difference in every one is their occupation.
Yeah.
In one, they're gravediggers. In another, they're fucking, they're sign painters.
Yeah.
There's one where they're children. Where they're actually in like a baby.
They're babies, yeah.
Prams and shit. It's fucking weird.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
One. Oh,
there's ones where they're like court stenographers,
I do remember Disorder in the Court.
Yeah, Disorder in the Court. Yes. Yeah, somebody sent Murtaugh Kelly's shower video.
His friend's daughter's porno film.
Yeah, I don't know where or what this...
And her yearbook.
What that movie is even supposed to be. I mean, who's buying porn where it's just topless women in a shower?
Yeah. Who would do that?
Well, I'm saying you could turn on HBO.
Yeah.
Cinemax. This is 1987, right?
Well, I mean, like, at this point, who's buying porn? Fuck it.
Well, in 1987, everybody.
Everybody was. Nobody.
I mean, everybody. I mean, nobody.
You bought it or you found it in the woods. That's how you got it in 1987.
A lot of guys in sunglasses and raincoats are buying it at night, Oh, there's Riggs's Tag Heuer watch called the Tag Heuer Formula 1. That was the first Tag Heuer watch.
Okay.
It's a fucking really cool watch. They actually made them to compete with Swatch. It was a plastic resin watch. And it was only a couple $100. But now a Tag Heuer will cost you like $1,500.
Yeah.
They sponsored the Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name there? Gosling does ads for him.
Yeah.
Also, the same watch worn by John McClane.
No shit.
Yep. They got the same Beretta gun. They got the same watch. They couldn't give McClane the mullet though because he just doesn't have the.
He doesn't have any hair.
He doesn't have the business in the front. You know. Definitely can picture him having a party in the back. You know. He is from Jersey. You know, that's the East Coast white trash right there. You know, Jersey. At least parts of it, anyway. You know. You know, here's
there's like the dick measuring contest.
I was just about to say the prick waving contest.
Yeah, where they're firing the target range. They're shooting guns,
showing each other's dicks. I can make a smiley face with my dick.
Yeah.
Well, I can make a hole in the middle of that head with my dick. You know,
I love the scene in fucking Loaded Weapon where he writes "Have a nice day."
Yeah. I've never actually gone through with it, but I've invented for many years. I've had this invention of the Martin Riggs like homoeroticism drinking game, where like you would take a drink anytime he says something homoerotic but violent, right?
Yeah,
because he's constantly saying, like in part 2. I know we're watching part 1, but like in part 1, like towards the end when he's doing his snipering in the desert. And General McAllister gets him, and he's like, I'm almost going to be ashamed. It's almost going to be a shame when I nail you, right? Like, take a drink, right. In the second one, you know, there's a lot more. That was the one that popped out in my memory from this one. But, like, in the second one, when he's going to get the bad guys at the end, they've just killed his South African girlfriend, you know?
Yeah.
He's just ripped down the building
the house on
with
stilts.
the stilts with his truck. With his compensation truck. He says to Murtaugh, he says, "Oh, Raj, I'm going to find him. I'm going to find him, and I'm going to fuck him. And I'm going to fuck him good."
Yeah.
And part 2, there's got to be at least 10 lines like that.
Yeah.
You know? Where, like, you could almost dissect this movie in a Tarantinian way about how, like, this is really a movie about a man struggling with his sexuality.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well,
if you think about it, like he's so torn up over his wife dying, because that was his anchor to heterosexuality. Like now he's just left questioning himself, who he is.
Now he's left in this gay wasteland, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah,
he's
fuck. My beard got shaved.
He's like gay Max.
Yeah. He lives, he dies, he blows again.
Or maybe Glad Max, since glad means gay. You know, it's a musical. Holy shit!
Oh God, that's gotta be a
trademark. Ricky Bobby, 2024, right now,
We gotta make a sticker of Glad Max to promote the show.
Hey!
He's just a leather outfit, maybe like a dildo.
Yeah, they don't even need to change the outfits, right? Don't need to change a thing.
Rainbow.
Maybe add a boa
on the hood of the car. Yeah,
you know, some Rip Taylor. You know. One of those things in the air that he throws, you know, the glitter or whatever.
Oh, Christ. I have a backlog of, like, stickers I need to make. Because I also need to make Dr. Kong Medicine Woman. For
Dr. Kong? All right, I'm writing down Glad Max, sorry.
Glad Max.
Oh, I love his Michael Landon outfit in this for some reason.
I was going to say his Michael Caine glasses.
I feel like the only reason they dressed him like that was so that he would be protected from the explosion. Those are shooting glasses, and it looks like that jacket has, you know, almost like
looks like a flak jacket almost.
Right. Like there's a layer of protection in
Both of their jackets look like a little padded.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that. I never realized that. That's why they're both wearing glasses and have like heavy jackets.
Those are Bill Bixby glasses for sure, right? Those shade tinted frames. A little bit of homophobia here, too.
Oh, yeah, he drops a hard F.
Yeah, he does.
What are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he is struggling with his own.
Yeah,
so.
He's a man torn up by his own sexuality.
Yeah.
These kids are completely unfazed by the house blowing up in front of them.
Every 80s movie, there was a group of kids, one of them had to be wearing 3D glasses.
Back to the Future.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I know I've seen it in at least one other movie.
Like, doesn't that kid get a fucking headache? Yeah. You know? I mean, most people get a headache wearing those in a movie.
Again, with the vest. Fucking...
Yeah. But that was a Dirty Harry thing. That's how Dirty Harry dressed. He wore a sweater vest, tie underneath, button-down shirt.
San Francisco, it makes sense. It gets a little chilly there. This is fucking Los Angeles.
Yeah, they both dress like this is winter.
I've been to Los Angeles at Christmas time. It's not fucking cold.
Yeah, they all wear multiple layers. Yeah, here's definitely the Popeye look.
Yeah.
You know? The shirt sleeves rolled up, and this is where you see the tattoo, too.
Sun's out, guns out.
They got that fire truck from a museum.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, even for the 80s, that's an old-ass fire truck.
Yeah. Detective Damon Wayans.
Isn't he one of the fucking agents in Die Hard?
No, Agent Johnson.
Yeah.
That actor's name is Grand L. Bush.
Yeah, okay.
Not him, the guy in Die Hard.
Yeah, no, he turned around. I saw, he's not...
That guy is in so many 80s movies. He's also in License to Kill.
All right.
He's just got such a memorable name that I always remember him.
Grand L.
Bush. Yeah. He's in Free Jack.
Free Jack. Holy Lord, with Emilio Estevez and Mick Jagger.
And Anthony Hopkins.
That's right. Rene Russo.
David Johansen.
Holy shit.
How did that guy get an acting career? Is he wearing a Keith Haring t-shirt, that little kid?
I think you're right, yeah.
What little kid's wearing a Keith Haring t-shirt? The other kid's got Neil Young's leather jacket with the tassels.
Fringes,
the fringes.
I think it is a Keith Haring t-shirt. This kid's very aware of AIDS in 1997. Yeah.
What the hell? I was at a benefit last night.
Yeah. What else is there to say about this?
Well, it's a badass movie.
Yeah.
There is a part at the end that, as a more of an adult, I've watched and and just like really picked it apart, and I realized that there's not much logic to it. I mean, I know it's supposed to just be a cool ending, the whole ending of the movie, but when you think about the sequence of events at the end, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the part where they escape from the bad guys at the end, right? And, Murtaugh's been tortured. His daughter's been tortured.
Let's get the flock out of here.
Yeah, let's get the flock out of here, right. So they get out of the factory, and Murtaugh, he kills General McAllister. Murtaugh goes after the other bad guy, because we talked about this before. If there's a buddy action movie, there has to be two bad guys so that each one can get a kill.
Yeah.
They have to dominate another man that way, because that is the most ultimate feeling of power, as Max says on Sunny, is dominating another man.
Another man, yeah.
Yeah. And so he's chasing Gary Busey. Gary Busey gets away, okay? So Gary Busey then goes to Murtaugh's house. Murtaugh even says to Riggs, he says, "Son of a bitch knows where I live."
Yeah.
Right? So they go to the house anticipating Gary Busey. They beat Gary Busey there. We know this because after Gary Busey kills those two police officers, he goes into Murtaugh's house. The family is gone. They've left funny little notes around the house to taunt him.
Yeah, yeah.
Which therefore leads me to believe that they sacrificed the lives of those two police officers. Those police officers were sitting out there as bait while Murtaugh and Riggs sat in wait, right? They were just waiting to get Gary Busey because they left those notes there.
Yeah,
So they were waiting there. So they all knew Gary Busey was coming.
And they didn't tell those two guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Gary Busey then shoots both of those cops, goes into the house, and while he's reading the notes, Riggs and Murtaugh take the bodies of the police officers out of the car and just leave them on the side of the road, I'm led to believe.
Yeah.
And then rig the car to drive through the house at Gary Busey, right? That's the same police car that he just
you're right.
shot policemen in. So these policemen who are bleeding and dying, they don't even call 911.
Yeah, no, they just pull him out of the car. Like,
pull him out of the car. Sorry, we got to go fuck with Busey.
It's going to look cool when we drive through the car.
So all the while he's having that stupid karate fight on the lawn, those two cops are dying and bleeding on the lawn, while all the other cops are watching them fight.
Standing around,
Yeah.
Which is such a ridiculous fucking scene.
It really is.
Let them fight. Like, no, that's not a thing that's gonna happen.
And then when he says, "You're not worth it," you've murdered like 50 people.
Yeah,
they were all worth it.
Yeah.
He runs through the nightclub at one point when they escape, and a guy just goes, "Hey!" He shoots him. He could have been a busboy, you know.
That's true.
Anybody who just says "boo" in that nightclub, he kills.
K-Poot says, remember, people from over there will die from the cold if they ever experience anything under below 30 degrees, which is true. Those West Coasters can't handle anything.
Yeah.
They panic if it rains.
What are you doing out there? I'm reading a book. We're evolving out here.
I'm out by the pool.
Oh, here comes the death of Tom Atkins. That silvery, shimmering hair.
Silver fox of a man.
That ashtray of a mustache. You can see little cigarette butts hanging out of it. I love the effect of him getting shot through the eggnog too.
Oh, you know? Yeah.
Like, for a movie that has like a bunch of cool action sequences, they're not really over stylized. You know, they're kind of brutal.
Yeah,
you know? Like when McAllister gets it in the end, like he gets shot through the windshield, or the driver gets shot, and then the car just drives out, gets hit by a bus, it flips, and he's trapped.
Yeah.
You know? Like in the 90s, if they'd made this, you know, I mean, they did make it in the 90s, they made part 4. I mean, remember how exaggerated it was, you know, like at the beginning when Murtaugh has like, he's in his underwear and they're shooting at a guy with a flamethrower and a machine gun.
Yeah,
you know? Or like, just think of Con Air. As much as I love Con Air.
Yeah.
The bad guy falls from a great height and then lands on like a propeller, and then he goes through like a rock crusher. And then like, there's got to be like 4 or 5 different things, you know?
Yeah.
But in this, it's just like, oh, he gets in a car crash, gets hit by a bus, blows up.
I forgot Richard Donner directed Assassins, that fucking
that one was not
Stallone and Banderas movie.
Banderas, yeah.
He also directed Maverick, the fucking...
Yeah, I mentioned that one, yeah. The Western.
He did 3 total episodes of Tales from the Crypt. I want to see which ones.
Dig That Cat? He's real gone.
I think
is that the one with Bill Paxton where he's got 9 lives? And he's in the coffin telling the story? Or is that William Sadler?
Hold on, John.
Oh, it's Pantoliano.
Joe Pantoliano.
It's Joey Pants.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of those 80s character guys.
The first hit medical experiment, he would receive his savings. Yeah, to die 9 times. Yeah.
Yeah, and he realizes in the end that, oh, this is my 9th one.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Fuck, I would wait all week until Friday night to see that new Tales from the Crypt.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Like, that was the shit. Get popcorn ready. Like, my cousin and I, if my cousin was sleeping over, we'd like get ready to watch it. Like,
yeah. Robert
Wall was in it too. I forgot about that.
Holy shit.
All right, that was season 1. That was the 3rd episode. God damn.
Give Knox a grant.
All right, season 2, The Ventriloquist. Is that the one with...
that's the one with Bobcat and Don Rickles. He directed that one?
I believe so.
Oh, that makes sense because Bobcat's in Scrooged. That's
right.
one of my favorite episodes, too. The dummy turns out to be a mutated twin that's part of his hand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
It's so brutal.
That was such a great episode.
It's another great one where I forget the actor's name, but he's got a conscience voice in his head, and it's Kinnison.
Yes.
He's like a nightclub promoter. He was the guy in Seinfeld who fights over the parking spot with George.
Frank Darabont was one of the writers on that.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He did a lot of 80s horror.
Yeah.
He did The Fly, too.
That's right.
That was good.
And let's see what the third episode he did was season 4.
Showdown. I'm not sure I know what that one is. Is that the one where it's like a vampire?
Oh, this one came up a couple of weeks ago. No, it was like the gunfighter who was like haunted by like all the people he'd killed. David Morse.
This great idea for the David Morse Theater. Do you remember that? Where David Morse plays all the roles?
All the roles, yeah.
Because he's David Morse and he talks like this.
Yeah, gunfighter confronts his past.
I don't remember that one. Comedy.
Maybe the series in general.
Maybe because the endings were always twisty.
Yeah.
It's like a dark comedy.
We also had the Crypt Keeper, who was, comedic.
Oh, yeah, he was hilarious.
He directed all of the Lethal Weapons.
It's
I did not
the
realize
best
that.
show on TV. Which one?
He directed all of the Lethal Weapons. I did not realize that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scrooge, we mentioned.
Scrooge, Radio Flyer. That one was fucking sad, but that was a good movie.
Yeah. But Scrooge, I love that movie. That's a movie I'll watch.
He directed a Christmas movie, right? One Christmas movie, and it's a fucking classic.
Yeah.
Two. Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon, yeah. Lady Hawk, which is not a classic. The Toy.
Oh, Lady Hawk's a lot better than you give it credit for. I give it another try.
I didn't realize he directed The Toy also.
He directed The Toy. He did this fucking Bronson movie in the 70s, too, where, like, Bronson's in love with it. It was like a Lolita movie.
He directed The Omen.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah. One of the best horror movies of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Streets of San Francisco. I just made a pun on that name for our last Big Dumb Monsters episode. It's the Shrieks of San Francisco. That's a very Tales from the Crypt pun right there.
Mm-hmm.
And a shitload of TV in like the 70s and
Wild West,
FBI,
Fugitive, Get Smart,
12 O'Clock
Holy
High,
shit,
Gilligan's Island.
Wow.
Perry Mason, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Twilight Zone. He did 6 episodes of the Twilight Zone.
Oh, I remember seeing an interview where he talked about that. It was like, I remember.
Have Gun Will Travel, The Rifleman, Wagon Train.
Wanted Dead or Alive. That was a Steve McQueen show that they made a sequel to as a Rutger Hauer movie in the 80s.
Really?
Called Wanted Dead or Alive. Where he plays the nephew of that character or like the grandson or something. Rutger Hauer's a bounty hunter and Gene Simmons is an Israeli terrorist or like a Middle Eastern terrorist. Do you remember that one?
No.
Oh, at the end he sticks a grenade in Gene Simmons' mouth and pulls the pin and like walks away.
Oh, I think I do remember that now.
He's got a glorious blonde mullet. He wears, like a Chicago Bears, sweatshirt or something throughout the whole thing. I don't remember what team it is, but he wears like a sports team shirt throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. There's this like Facebook page I follow, and they make
Blackie, damn it.
Oh yeah. He was in it's Lethal Weapon.
Facebook page.
They make they use AI to make photos from movies that didn't exist.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. But they did they did like a casting from in the 1990s. Wizard did like a fantasy casting for an X-Men movie. Mm-hmm. And they picked Rutger Hauer as Magneto, and they did they did the pictures of Rutger Hauer as Magneto.
I bet that's badass.
It looks awesome, yeah. Yeah, they had Clint Eastwood as Cable, which looked really cool also. Yeah.
He would have been a great Wolverine in his youth,
Yeah,
I mean, even though nobody ever went with Wolverine's actual height, they never.
Yeah, he's supposed to be 5'2".
Yeah.
Or even he'd be like an awesome old man Logan, like the older Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh man, my leg keeps almost cramping up. I was to say, I remember that from the trailer where he's running with a gun.
Yep. Shooting into a crowded street full of civilians.
Yeah, I was thinking that as I was watching
so many
that today.
scenes in this movie where they do that. When he's in the nightclub, he's shooting at people, and there's just throngs of dancing, concert goers or whatever behind him.
Sorry, the trailer was playing on the IMDb page. I vividly remember that.
The guy who lived next door to me growing up had He worked for Capital Cablevision.
Which is now Spectrum.
He had the truck, and he would bring the truck home at the end of the night. And I remember for the whole summer after Lethal Weapon 2 was in the theater, when it was on pay-per-view. The movie was on pay-per-view for the whole summer. That's how shit worked.
Yeah.
Before it even came out on video.
Yeah, yeah.
And the side of his van had the Lethal Weapon 2 picture on it.
That was when you would get pay-per-view, you'd have to you would just buy in for a certain amount of hours, and it would just turn on wherever the movie was playing. You didn't start the movie.
Yeah, and then you would have to watch the beginning at the end after the end if you missed it.
Yep.
And if you turned it on, whatever movie it was, you could always see the first 3 minutes of every movie.
Yes.
Before it shut off.
Because I would do that. I would watch a lot of those I would watch because there was just at the time on Capital Cablevision, there was this channel that played the movie trailers that were on fucking paper. I would just watch that channel.
It was usually 2 movies. There really weren't that many to watch.
But I would just watch it because the trailers would run over and over.
Yeah, the trailers
I
were
liked watching the trailers.
Sometimes they would play music videos from the movies.
Yeah.
Like when Karate Kid 2 was on there.
Peter Cetera.
They would play that Peter Cetera video all day long.
Yeah.
Which is funny, we bring that up because I always felt like Gary Busey is like a killer Peter Cetera in this movie. If Peter Cetera was a Terminator, he would be Mr. Joshua.
Just the slow motion shot of that end fight scene, with fucking "I am the man who will fight for your honor" playing over it. Just like a knight in shining armor from a long time ago.
And when I was a young lad, I must have been about 12 years old. Pay-per-view had Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
For a year because that movie was so huge.
Because creepy dudes wanted to watch Basic Instinct.
But the first 5 minutes of that movie is a sex scene.
Oh, is it really? Yeah.
The only reason I knew
preview,
was because of pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And any time I was home, if that movie was on and I was by myself, I'd be like, holy shit, Basic Instinct. It's the sex scene. And then in the middle of the sex scene, it would just shut off.
Your free preview has ended.
That was a frustrating 5 minutes,
Here's the scene in the desert.
Yeah, using his Vietnam training since he was 5 years old in Vietnam, and here comes the Griswolds.
Yeah, the family truckster.
Yep.
It is pretty much the same car, except it's white instead of green.
Yeah. Station wagons were such an 80s thing.
Yeah. Well, they just became SUVs.
He has got a different jacket in every scene, and he lives in a trailer.
He spends all his money on jackets instead of
Where's
housing.
he putting all these jackets? Is what I'm saying. I can't think he's got a lot of closet space in there.
All his money's just going to jackets and hair products.
Jackets, hair products, cowboy boots,
cowboy boot oils,
Three Stooges stuff.
Yeah,
Murtaugh in this scene's dressed like George Costanza.
Oh, shit, you're right. Specifically in the episode where he pretends to be a tourist.
Yeah.
That hair has got to take 40 minutes easily.
Yeah. And then to keep it stiff in this desert wind environment.
Yeah. It's got to use the extra hold fucking Aquanet.
Yeah. The shit that made the hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah.
Stuff that's not even legal anymore. Stuff that Connor McLeod had to fix in Highlander 2.
I hadn't seen that movie up until I think Pandemic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so wonderful.
Because it's
wunderbar.
Nothing to do. Wunderbar.
Yeah.
At that point, I was just watching at least one movie a day. I'm any movie I haven't seen, I'm just gonna.
Did you watch the Renegade cut or did you watch the Zeist version?
I think I watched. I think it was the original version. So
did they mention that they were from outer space?
Yes.
Okay, that's the Zeist version.
Yeah.
Where they mentioned they're from the planet Zeist.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the Renegade version is where the director went back and cut out all mentions of them being from another planet, but they still have those scenes at the beginning where they're on that desert planet.
Yeah.
They just don't allude to the fact that it's on another planet. It's so nuts.
Yeah.
To Zeist! You know, Connery does that drinking toast.
Oh,
They cut that out. Fucking Zeist.
Yeah, that movie was such a disappointment.
Goddamn Michael Ironsides. He's like, throughout the whole movie, he keeps making puns. Earth puns. That he would have no context of.
Yeah.
The guy just came from another planet in the movie.
He
lands on Earth
no
to kill
frame of
Connor
reference.
McLeod.
Yeah.
One of the first things he says when he lands on Earth is, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Motherfucker, were you watching The Wizard of Oz on that other planet?
Well, yeah, do something while he was killing time and travel, you know?
Yeah. Maybe he watches Wizard of Oz and listens to Dark Side.
Fantastic movie selection in his
Yeah,
pod.
on Zeist.
But yeah, I watched that and I was like, fuck. I'm like, that was pretty horrible. Well, the third one can't be worse. Somehow it is.
Yeah. Just by ignoring the second one. And Mario Van Peebles is like, oh, I am the bad guy voice. You know, it's so over the top.
Oh, that was a piece of shit.
Although I think they tried to make up for it with a bunch of nudity in that one. I feel like that one had some, like... I feel like that one had a sex scene where when it happened, I went like, whoa. Like, Highlander. I hardly knew ye, you know?
More like Hardlander.
Hey-o. Oh, here he comes, Peter Cetera. Killer Peter Cetera. And there's Sven Ole Thorson, or whatever the fuck his name is.
LaFours, yeah.
There's a guy in this scene who plays a thug in all of the Lethal Weapon movies, and he gets killed in all of them, too. But they just dress him up a little differently. The guy to the right of Busey, he was wearing glasses holding an M16.
Okay.
They'll show him again, because he's probably about to get blasted.
Where the fuck
that guy
did he
right
get-
there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the
Okay.
guy in the bottom right.
On the bottom right, yeah. That guy, they gave him, like, a beard in the next one, you know, and then, like, in the third one, they gave him a beard and glasses. You know, he's one of Jack Travis's
I think I know exactly the
thugs
guy
in the
who he
third
is.
one.
Yeah.
You know, Rene Russo beats the shit out of him in the garage, but he's got a beard. He kind of looks like Al from Tool Time or something. And in the second one, who is he in the second one? I know he gets fucking wasted in that one, too. He must be one of the South African thugs.
Yeah.
South African.
But you're blick.
But you blick. Oh, I love that guy. Who was the Joss Ackland?
Yeah.
The main bad guy in that. He's the he plays God in the Golan Globus musical debacle, The Apple. Which is about the devil having a record label.
Wasn't he the bad guy in fucking Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey also?
I don't know if he was the bad guy, but he's definitely on the council.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they turn out to be bad guys at the end. I don't remember that movie very well, but he's definitely in that movie, yeah. He just died not too long ago, I think. Diplomatic immunity
has just been revoked. Like, that ending never really sat with me. Like, also, like, you could have just shot him fucking at the beginning of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
if you're just going to do that, like, why go through the whole thing? Like,
Right. The whole diplomatic immunity thing just doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Another one, though, that had two bad guys, so they could each kill one. You know?
Oh, yeah, like the head henchman, the guy with, like, the floppy hair and the fucking...
Who would have killed Riggs' wife.
Yeah, he admits to killing his wife.
In a case of... what do they call that? Retcon.
Retcon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they say like she was killed by like a drunk driver in this.
Yeah, in a car accident or something. But then in the second one, he says he ran her off the road. But he also knows tons of kung fu. And then Riggs drops that giant storage container on top of him. You know, those ones that you see falling off of boats in the ocean.
That was another thing that they let go by the wayside in the other movies was Riggs knowing kung fu. Like,
that was the whole point. He was a lethal weapon.
Yeah, that's
because
the name
he knew
of the series.
kung fu.
Yeah,
it wasn't because he's
just because he got
constantly
a
shooting
fat
people.
in the other ones. Like, just gotta write that out.
It wasn't because he's given eyes to his partner's teen daughter. Although that should make him some kind of lethal person. You know?
Yeah, like, we're supposed to believe in the fourth one that he's like an even match for Jet Li. Like,
well, the two of them had to fight Jet Li together.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
And I think like in that one, they do make a lot of jokes about them they're both too old for this shit, right? Is that because in the third one, Murtaugh wears the girdle.
Yeah.
But in the
when
fourth
they become
one,
like patrolman again.
Right. I think in the fourth one, maybe Riggs has like a bad back or something, right?
I think you're right.
Isn't there some sort of injury with him?
Yeah.
Not that I'm defending.
I think it's just he's getting old, like in general.
Yeah. Yeah. They're both getting
because he's chasing after the one guy on the rooftop and he tries to jump and like he doesn't he almost doesn't make it. Yeah.
Something. Yeah. He's no longer Superman. Oh, here's Al's scene.
Oh yeah, Al Leon.
Where he electrocutes him with a car battery and sponges.
God damn, Gary Busey is awesome in this movie.
Yeah. And I would argue he's even a better actor than Mel in this scene. Because the way Mel just keeps going, I don't know anything. Like, I feel like I'm not buying him there. Like he's great in those other scenes when he's playing the sad guy.
Yeah.
But like when he's like, well, you're just going to have to torture me because I don't know shit. Like, I know he's supposed to be lying.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, I don't know. It just comes across a little phony,
Trying to think of well, we mentioned Point Break, fucking Predator 2, he's fucking awesome in.
Yeah, he gets cut in half.
Yeah.
The Ginger Dead Man.
That was a piece of shit.
And he's in a movie that I like. That he might not be all that great in it, but he's still in it. It's a good movie. It's that Kurt Russell movie Soldier.
Oh yeah, that's takes place in the same universe as Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah, the same screenwriter.
Yeah,
wrote both.
I think it was supposed to be connected to Universal Soldier too. I think at one point.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember. I might just be pulling it out of my ass.
You cannot scream when you're being electrocuted.
your whole movie, your whole body's clenching.
Yeah, you're clenching. Yeah, I've been electrocuted many times, and it always cracks me up in movies when people just start screaming when they get electrocuted. And you also don't hear bzzz, as much as I love that in movies.
Yeah.
You might hear like a slight hum, but you're probably not going to hear anything. I guess in a movie they need that sound.
Yeah, to signify.
Right, like to show the audience this is what's happening, and you're being electrocuted. Oh, and I think that's the first appearance of Murtaugh's "Go Spit," his famous "Go Spit" line, right? Which becomes a big thing, which I never really understood, but it becomes a thing enough so that they say it on the Sonny Lethal Weapon movies.
That's right. Which, goddamn, I hate that we can't watch those episodes anymore.
I own the DVDs.
Oh.
If you bought the DVDs,
they're
still on there.
They
just don't stream them.
For physical media.
Yeah, they don't stream them now.
Again, the whole point is like how ridiculous and stupid like they are being.
Right.
Like, it's not to glorify blackface. Like,
yeah. It's about how inappropriate it is that they do it.
Yeah. I've moved this mic like 100 times because I keep noticing I move it into the... this is my OCD taking over. I move it into the TV screen and it's blocking the TV screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
This is that murder factory that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Where they met Edo Ross.
They just want to, own a bad guy factory.
And, more of the theory of this being about a man struggling with his sexuality is he even, like, dominates men by putting their head between his legs.
Yeah. He kills Ali Young that way. He fucking beats Gary Busey way.
That's how he submits Busey at the end.
Yeah.
So he puts his head between his legs, and that's when he says, "You're not worth it," which is just so out of character. I feel like that whole last scene must have been a rewrite or, like an extra scene or something,
Yeah.
It was just like they needed to put in like kind of a Hollywood ending, because even Die Hard ends almost exactly the same way, right? The bad guy, you think he's down. I mean, in Die Hard, you think he's dead.
Yeah.
But, like, it's the bad guy that McClane has just beat up minutes earlier. In that one it was the long blonde-haired guy.
Yeah.
The ballet guy. But he, and then, in that one, Al pulls out the gun and shoots him. But so many 80s action movies end that way. Stone Cold ends that way, which we already did.
Yeah.
You think the bad guy's already down, pulls out the gun.
Fucking Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen gets shot by Lance, the other Lance in that movie, the dorky partner. All right, partner, let's go. How are you going to give him the bad guy kill?
Yeah.
For real? I mean, as much as I loved Stone Cold, that's fucked up.
That's true, yeah.
You're going to give that dork the fucking bad guy kill at the end? Joe Pesci didn't get any of the bad guy kills.
Yeah, that's true.
Any of the sequels.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He was still crying over his goddamn frog,
Froggy.
Froggy. He would probably beat us both up if we...
he shoots a guy right here in the bar, and nobody reacts to it.
Yeah.
It's a full fucking... There's a band playing, yes, but, you would hear a gunshot. Yeah.
Again, more people who were worth it to kill.
Yeah, just a bartender.
Yeah, a bartender.
But not the guy who killed 2 cops.
Yeah. And in movies, we're led to believe that all bartenders have guns anyway.
Well, they're working for the bad guy, so they must be evil.
Well, in any movie, when somebody comes into a bar... the bartender pulls out a shotgun. Or
you're right.
Or in other movies where someone goes looking for a gun, they go into a bar and ask if they have a gun in case someone robs the place. And they're like, yep, I got a shotgun right here. Shooting into a crowd, shooting around a corner. Don't even care where those bullets are going.
Yeah, randomly firing.
A nightclub... mass shooting by a police officer,
which spills out into the streets where he fires, recklessly.
Into traffic.
Mind you, Gary Busey hasn't fired recklessly into traffic. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, he'd probably get in trouble for that because Gary Busey hasn't. Oh, now he did. Okay. He didn't fire his gun, and now he's going to fire his gun in the street.
Even firing it in return.
Yeah.
If you just discharged your gun on a public street like that, that would be enough in real life to probably have him fired. Shooting out on a street with all those people around.
Yeah.
Because all those bullets are going places,
I just noticed Musso and Frank's is in the background there. It's like a famous Hollywood restaurant.
An old haunt.
Yeah.
Luckily, Riggs had a pair of backup sneakers for when he was running after a car. He didn't have his cowboy boots.
He kicks the cowboy boots off, pulls the sneakers out.
Yeah. The sneakers are inside the cowboy boots. That way it looks like he has bigger feet than he does, and he can just wear them both at the same time.
Or he wears those Mexican cartel boots with the curled up toes. Shoes,
like those twins on Breaking Bad. Or not Breaking Bad.
They're on Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul.
And Better Call Saul, yeah. Murtaugh is just constantly tired and beat up in a tank top. In
every movie, he ends up in a tank top.
I feel like he's dressed that way when he's on the can too. That's wired to blow.
Yeah.
The
fourth one, he strips down to his boxers and
his heart boxers.
Yeah.
He's just like Murtaugh, another Irish cop. McClane. That's what I meant. In a dirty tank top.
Again, he's just been tortured. Yep. He was held under a flowing water pipe. Hair still perfect.
Oh yeah, he was just electrocuted over and over and over again too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be in pain.
Yeah, he probably would have shit himself too from from being electrocuted that many times. You don't clench up that often without letting one fucking slide through when you're done.
And one of the fucking gross things about electrocution that not a lot of people consider is that it'll often blow a hole in your body.
Ooh.
So it'll look.
Well, yeah, it's got to get out somewhere.
Right. It looks for an exit. I knew this dude who sweated on a really hot day doing electrical work, and he was working over this electrical panel. and then like sweat dripped down his nose, and then when the sweat hit the panel, the electricity traveled up the sweat and it blew the tip of his nose off.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, and after that he just had a scar on the tip of his nose.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Busey steals 2 cars in the scene.
He just threatens to fight a civilian.
Yep. He tries to help him.
Yeah.
He took his grenade and he went home. McAllister has an endless supply of turtlenecks in this, doesn't he?
He does have a lot of like casual jackets and fucking turtlenecks, yeah.
And you know, another Dirty Harry connection, he is in Magnum Force. General McAllister, he's an old friend of Harry's.
Is that the second Dirty Harry?
Yeah, the second one where all the killer cops are
Tim Matheson is one of them.
Yeah, Tim Matheson, Robert Urich.
Yeah.
And McAllister is one of Harry's like old partners or something. You know, just another Dirty Harry connection between this movie and that movie. He's dressed like a Columbo villain. Any of them. You know? Oh, I love that.
Yeah, the car getting hit by the bus. And
just simple, brutal, you know? They must have cut those holes in the bottom so the stuntmen could get out.
Well, that's when they flip a car, there's a post that comes out.
Yeah, that pneumatic thing?
Yeah,
or whatever.
that might be where that was, too.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have I flipped a car over and been covered in coke and grenades?
God,
I can't tell you.
At least once a week.
Yeah. He's got such shiny arms. I love those old buses, too. It's definitely one of the same exact buses that they steal at the end of 48 Hours. And they have that cool car chase.
Yeah. Old-ass ambulance, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's the same ambulance that they make appear out of nowhere in the back of that truck in Die Hard.
Apparently they're outside of the club from Terminator.
Yep.
Tech Noir.
Club Noir. Oh, yeah. Tech Noir, yeah. Looks like he's wearing a safari shirt.
Yeah.
The little
the things on the shoulder.
Yeah. Another thing that every Columbo villain wore, a safari shirt. You know, it was like a 3/4 length, went down to the thigh.
Yeah.
Had those big square pockets in the front. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a little, like the belt that like cinches something.
Yeah, the belt. Yeah. So many rich guys in L.A. in the 70s were wearing those.
Oh.
That's who all the Columbo villains were. Rich guys in the 70s in L.A. So.
Yeah. I mean, they are evil motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they perfected fucking cop cars like in the 80s.
Oh, I was just going to say, the 80s Caprice cop car is so badass.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the bait.
These
the
two
cop
poor
bait.
saps, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's Gary Busey rolling up.
They know he's coming. Okay, so one guy's already... Oh, look at... The other guy just looked out the window at him. You see that? Oh, that was Busey. I was looking at it in reverse.
So, yeah, at least one of the guys is still in the car.
Right. One guy's on the ground, so they have to drag one body out of the car at least. Right?
Yeah.
Murtaugh and Riggs.
Yeah.
Without administering help.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, I think that was the guy that got shot in the head. Ooh.
But that don't matter. In real life, people get shot in the head and live.
That's true, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I know this ain't real life. But you call 911 regardless if there's somebody who's gotten shot.
Especially, I mean, like, if it's a cop. You have
Especially
a fucking radio.
if it's a cop. Right,
You have
right.
a fucking radio. You don't have to call. It's right there.
Right. They had time to make this little funny note. And it is funny.
Yeah.
Very, very funny. I'll give them that.
Yeah, you're right. They would have had to have made that after the fucking. They knew they would be able to drive in with a cop car.
Yeah, they beat Busey to the house. And now the car, no cop bodies in it. They took the dead cop's nightstick.
Yeah, and used it to hold down the fucking glass.
So where are those cops' bodies now?
One of them's got to be out by the hydrant.
Yeah.
They're not there. I never thought about that. That's fucked up.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, like the shit, like, just them using the car implies that they had to have done all that. Like, yeah.
Busey didn't do it.
Yeah.
Would you like a shot at the title? They're going to fight over who's going to be lead singer of Chicago.
Yeah.
They were constantly changing singers, you know? Starts raining immediately. Heavy pour.
Oh, it's the hydrant.
That's the hydrant. Okay,
Yeah.
You're right.
Again, those two bodies should be right there in the street.
Right. And what should Murtaugh say? Help those two guys.
Yeah. Yeah, bodies nowhere to be found.
Yeah, don't worry about the kung fu fight. Help those two cops. That one guy's got to be at least a grandfather. The old one.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a lot of people affected by his death. Still no ambulance there.
Yeah, no, like 50 cops.
Murtaugh takes not credit for it. He takes responsibility. He's like, he just shot two of our men.
They got Murtaugh a jacket.
Yeah. They got him a jacket. They still haven't covered the dead guys. Yeah, so Murtaugh says to the other cops, that son of a bitch just shot two of our men. I'm allowing this.
Yeah.
No other
Where
mention
are
of
they?
the other men. Yeah. Where are they? Right.
Oh, we chucked their bodies right over there.
We threw them in the ditch.
Go fish them out. We got a funeral.
We posed them. It actually looks kind of funny.
One guy's holding the other guy's ass.
They did a men at work type thing. Yeah. Where they're handcuffed in a carnal position.
Hey, throw him a fucking gun.
Yeah.
Instead of the nightstick.
Well, that wouldn't be a proper etiquette of prick waving.
Yeah, it's true.
You
Yeah.
know? If a bad guy challenges a good guy to throw his weapon down and then, fist it out,
Yeah.
he has to do it. You know? You can't say no to that. That's part of the alpha code, you know? That's like the equivalent of Tom Brady going over to, Jeff Ross and saying, hey, cut that shit out. When he's making massage jokes,
Yeah.
you know? That's the alpha move, man.
Cool
That's what you do.
It's cool if you make fun of my wife and kids, but don't make fun of my boss.
It's cool if you make fun of my slut wife, but but don't talk about, my cash cow. Busey, extra large. Here he is. Submit him with his crotch.
Trying to get his crotch into his face.
Yeah. It's the only way he'll be satisfied.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to kill him because his head was between his legs.
Yeah, he dominated him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only bad guy he chooses not to kill. He's met his equal. He's, as Kramer says, you love him. I think that's what it is. It's him and Busey belong together.
Yeah.
But then Murtaugh gets too jealous and they both just shoot him. Oh, Let's Get Harry? Another Busey movie from the 80s?
Yes. Yeah.
Great fucking flick.
That is a fucking good movie.
We could do that one.
I'm down for that. I will say we did pick our next movie before we
Oh,
started.
yeah. I'm not saying, we should change it, but that's one I would love to do.
Yeah, no, I like,
Duval.
I love that we've been getting into bigger movies, but I do want to get back to some smaller stuff. But next week we're going to be doing Remo Williams.
Oh yeah.
The Adventure Begins. Right, it's the subtitle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Leonard Part 6. They're anticipating a sequel that never happened.
Never happens. Yeah.
Not a single other cop reacted to him.
Yeah, no, some of them are still cowering behind
gun.
cars. Like,
yeah. I feel like the credits should roll with those 2 dead cop bodies on the side of the street still being
Still
unattended.
there. All the other cars are just driving away. Like, yeah.
See you later.
Like a fucking crow lands on one of them, starts pecking. Like,
see you at the Christmas party.
oh, Jesus.
They buried his wife in a pet cemetery, apparently. Oh, he's got like Duran scars or something. Like that looks like the makeup they did.
Adamant.
Yeah, like in a music video, he got beat up by a tough band or something. Didn't the hair look like a toupee there?
Yeah. Look, line in the back. Line in the back.
Yeah.
Like you can see where like it comes down, and then it like just kind of fans out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling toupee on that.
There's hell to pay.
Hell toupee.
That's a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Like, I am not a handy person. I'm pretty sure I can get a door replaced in less than a day, even on my own. Like, you just buy the door and screw it the fuck in. It's not difficult.
Maybe it was the night before. I mean, what stores are open?
That's true.
In 1980, this came out in 87, so let's say it's 86.
It's supposed to be Christmas.
1986 Christmas is not like 2024 Christmas where every store is open all day long.
Yeah, that's true. And there's not like a Home Depot or anything like that
at
this point. But there's got to be a hardware store, fucking something.
Yeah, something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they also had that giant hole from the car.
Yeah, like that I could see not being replaced.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just the glass on the door. Okay, all right, fine. Maybe you couldn't get the glass switched out.
Although I do have to say, I do like the whole plot line in the second one of Joe Pesci, or the third one of Joe Pesci having to tell all the prospective buyers about all the drug dealer battles in the house. That's a pretty funny gag, As much as he's annoying in that movie.
And also, I noticed this, like, he calls the dog, and the dog just jumps out, and, like, they leave the door open.
They leave the door open?
Yeah, like, your car is going to be dead by the time you get out of there.
Well, he wouldn't be a cute movie dog if they went back to close the door.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you knew he was just sitting there the whole time, obediently waiting to be called upon by his psychotic master. And cue the, the weather outside is frightful. Well, that's Die Hard. I don't remember what Christmas song's the end of this one, but I'll be home for Christmas. I think that one, right?
Oh, man, I do love this fucking movie,
great
though.
one.
Blackie Dammit, yeah.
Blackie Dammit. It's the name of my new punk band.
Edo Ross.
Edo Ross. Grand Bush! Whoa!
Yeah, it was him, yeah.
Oh, no, you know what? Grand Bush is the cop at the beginning when Murtaugh goes to the office. He's the guy that tells him he looks older after he shaved.
All right, yeah.
I forgot that he's in the beginning, yeah.
There's also a John O'Neill.
Oh, Dar Robinson. You know who we talked to about Dar Robinson? Rick Overton. He was a stuntman that died, and Rick Overton was on the movie when he died, I believe. I think it was in Blind Fury.
Oh, no shit.
He told us this whole story about him falling off a motorcycle.
Yeah, you're right.
He was a famous stuntman.
Huh.
He's the bad guy in a Burt Reynolds movie called Stick.
Oh, yeah,
He's the albino assassin.
The white-haired guy,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. We talked to fucking Rick like a bunch of times back.
Yeah, I think it was the second time we interviewed him. He talked about that.
Yeah. Well, that will do it for Lethal Weapon, folks. Fucking yeah, I can watch this movie any goddamn time. Mary Ellen Trainor, that's the woman's name.
Oh yeah, the doctor.
Yeah.
From
She's the psychiatrist. She's the mom. In
Tales from the Crypt. That's what we were trying to figure out.
Yeah, she's the mom in Goonies.
Goonies. Yep.
Dedicated memory of Dar Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the motion pictures industry's greatest performers. Huh.
Stunt star Robinson.
Yeah. No. We'll get to 2 at some point. Well, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah. No. This is like I said, the gold standard. I think for these buddy cop movies in this era. Like.
Yeah.
Every other movie is just trying to be Lethal Weapon. I think.
Right. They had to have a crazy cop and a by the books cop after that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And they're
whatever the captain who yells at them, like that's where this that stereotype comes from.
You gotta have a mental health evaluation. Cupheady, whatever his name was. Kapowski. It had to have cop in the title or something. Even in another 48 Hours. They tried to make it where Nick Nolte was having a hearing for police brutality.
Yeah.
And there's
Jesus Christ,
Reggie.
Oh man. Yeah, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you who watched along with us. I love this movie. Yeah, I guess where we'll end on that one.
It's the grown-up Goonies solving crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
except Mouth now has, post-war traumatic stress.
Yeah. As we knew he would, hanging out with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stress out of that one.
Yeah.
We won't go there, though.
Yeah.
Check back in 2 weeks from tonight when we'll be doing Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. In the meantime, we have all sorts of new shit on the channel. We have Regrettable Reviews, which is every other Monday. It's the same week that this show is on. We have our main show, of course, Big Dumb Monsters, airing now every Tuesday night. Yeah, we might have more stuff coming too. Yeah. We have Fighting with Friends too. They're going to be joining us for Wednesday nights. So it's we got a whole bunch of stuff going on the Big Dumb Monsters channel. But for now, for the Defenestration Hour, I have been Chris.
I'm Tom.
Thanks for listening. I'm like, wait, I can't have this. It's because I have 2 different computers. This is why we have a producer.